Ba ba ba, ah, ba 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 ba, ah, ba 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 ba. Hello. Hi. Wasn't me. Stinky, it wasn't me. How dare you suggest that that was me? What the hell? I posted, oh my god. You know, like, I posted on Twitter all the time about the snacks thing, and I was like, I'm coming for your snacks or something. And like, I think it was at least like 7 people were like, ah, you're the snack. Bro, if I'm the snack, that means I don't get any snacks. That's fucked up. I want snacks. That's the whole point. They don't understand, right? It's funny. It's a funny joke. I have a bag of snacks over there. Over there, the bag of snacks. At the moment, I got Twisties, and I got, what is it called? Flaming Hot Twisties. I got Twisties and Flaming Hot Twisties at the moment. We're at the beach today, so I don't get banned. Apparently, if you post your hips on Twitch, you get banned. I saw Snuffy got banned today because of it. Proof? What do you mean? It's on Twitter. They posted about it. No, I mean, do it right now. What? Show hips? That seems like a thing I don't want to do. What do you mean F? What do you mean? This is a wholesome stream for wholesome beans. I was talking about with my friend at work because I was like, hey, you like Korean stuff? I like Korean stuff. Let's go to Korea. Well, South Korea. And they were like, no. And I was like, you would go to Korea, but you wouldn't go with me, bro? What the fuck? Come on. She changed her mind. She said yes. This year, I want to travel. I don't know where. I'm so conflicted. Because, like, of course, there's TwitchCon and TwitchCon, like America and Paris. But I really don't want to go to Las Vegas. But at the same time, I want to meet people. And I don't know if I want to wait a whole another year to go to TwitchCon USA. There's also, like, some anime conventions here I might want to go to. And I need to visit family. I'm going to Melbourne next week, which is pretty poggers. I'm going to go meet up with a couple people, I think, and catch up with some friends I haven't seen for a long time. Hopefully, fellow VTuber and Pog person Aya will be ready to want to hang out, because I haven't seen him in literal years, and I'll go have a chat with the boys who play the card games, because I haven't been over there for a long time, and it'd be super nice to just catch up with people. But I have to visit family around Australia. I have to go to Sydney and Queensland at some point this year, I think, because I want to go visit my grandpapa, and my mom and my stepmom, because I haven't seen them since they moved, and it's very sad, because I miss them, and they always send me such nice messages. So I want to go visit at some point. I also want to go to Japan, and I don't know if I want to do that this year or not. But I really like to be able to go, because I really wanted to. I've never actually traveled outside. This is a Remmio fact. I am old, and I've never actually traveled outside of Australia. Technically, I've flown overseas, because you have to fly over the Bass Strait to get to the mainland, which is a sea. So, you know, technically. Bum, 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 bum. Twitter is very interesting. If I like a post, like as a response to one of my posts, it just decides that, like, I will see those posts, which is good for some things, right? Because, like, it's nice to be able to interact with you guys. But sometimes people post my stuff that, like, never interact with me ever. Then I see their terrible pictures that they like and repost on Twitter. And I'm like, why the fuck is this on my timeline, Twitter? How dare you? I end up seeing some spooky pics from liking people's stuff. Oh my, I love, and don't get me wrong, I love making friends with people from overseas. I love my Japanese friends and Korean friends and everything like that. I do worry sometimes when they retweet stuff which is hella sus, and then I have to mute them. Seems quite interesting. I got a couple of friends in Queensland. Yeah, I've been like around Australia. I've just never been outside of Australia. So it's like where I really want to visit other places really badly. I'm not very much of like a nature person. Not super into the outside though, because it kills me. Like it's not necessarily like, oh, I hate hiking and stuff like that. It legitimately makes me very unwell. So I try not to. I like being outside. I very much like architecture and like city design and stuff like that. So I'd much rather visit a city and check it out and go to like cool towns that are super well laid out and interesting, opposed to just like going out, just going out in nature, honestly. Like, because like I guess it's the fact that like in general here where we live, there's not a ton of stuff to do unless you want to go to like the mountains, or you want to go hiking, or you want to go swimming, or you want to go bushwalking, which is fine. It's just like when you grow up with all that stuff, like I don't want to say I take it for granted. It's just really difficult when like if I was to go outside, I could literally have like an allergic reaction and then not be able to like get home. Yeah, like I was saying, I've never really been outside of Australia. I really want to this year at least visit like 1 or 2 places. Well, yeah, I just don't know if I want to go to TwitchCon or not. Like it's like a lot of money. Las Vegas is like such a bad place to have it specifically because I want to go visit like things and do things with people. You know what I mean? Like it's not particularly bad, but it's like it's not like the best place to just like go wandering around at night. Like when you go somewhere in Australia, generally like as long as you're like on the main paths and stuff, you can like walk around most of the day and most of the night and be absolutely fine. No pow pow bang bangs here, you know. Ain't no bang bangs. Definitely not alone. Yeah, but like I want to like if I'm meeting people, all the people are going to be there, and then like what are we going to do? Just hang out at the convention and then what? Eat food and gamba. And a lot of people probably can't gamba, right? Because like a lot of people are like under 21, so they're not going to be able to gamba. They definitely can't drink, right? Not that like you need to drink, but obviously VRChat is the drinking game. I want to go to America so bad, but I have to really plan it out because if I go to America, there's no point going to America without going to Canada for a bit, because otherwise how am I going to meet my Canadian friends? I think I'd probably only really go to Vancouver though. First, if I went to Canada, where would I go? I think most of you are around there, right? Vancouver slaps. I've heard it slaps. I want to go. You're Van. I think most people are. Toronto. For me, obviously, it would be much easier if we all just went somewhere. Not necessarily TwitchCon, but if we went somewhere like Japan and we organized something like that, that would be hella fun and that would be like a really good time and just generally like a lot safer. For me, it's more about like visiting people and checking out architecture. That's like the big things for me. It's like there's a big reason why I want to go to like Japan, specifically because like obviously being a bit of a weeb, I want to go visit like a heap of different places that I've always wanted to visit from animes and just really enjoy like the vibe and the food, you know, like not necessarily just like go look at weeb shit all the time, but like I would definitely do that. But it's also just like it's the food, right? It's the fact that like you could go and honestly like almost anywhere you go, it's like gonna be pretty good. Like it's just the fact that the bare minimum like food over there is just way higher level. Mutant spiders, it's only like when you're like really out back that you get like the big ones. Size of your palm, exciting lurk. No, I have dealt with spiders that big, yeah. Huntsmans are pretty common. Those are the big spiders, but they're honestly pretty tame. They're just like fucking annoying because they're massive. There's no like really there's no like they're not gonna kill you or anything like that. Is there a flamethrower for the spiders? No. Honestly, like I hate them, but like it's really never like that much of an issue. Honestly, you just like slap it with your shoe and you move on with your day. Even if the spider is like, you know, like this fucking big, you just go and then make like an audible crunch noise. But yeah, it was only really when I was living out like further out from the city that it was like that bad. And even then, it's just like they're mostly harmless. It's just the fact that they're fucking in the way that's like annoying. More like the other stuff that's like bad. And like honestly, they only get such a bad rap because people do the wrong thing all the time. Like tourists are so bad with like animals and they just like always fuck with them. And then of course they're gonna get bitten or like something bad's gonna go happen. Or they swim in the ocean when there's like a warning about blue fish, like blue ring octopus and shit like that. You know, like it's just a thing of like people just don't pay attention and then they're like, oh, it'll be fine. I'll just swim in the water when there's sharks out. You know, like it's fucked up, bro. I was talking about my when I had to move back in with my dad for a bit because of COVID, and I broke up with my ex, and I just needed somewhere to stay for a bit. It ended up being like a lot longer because of COVID, but I remember I was looking for like 4 jobs a week, and I'd be looking for very specific jobs because I would like I wanted to get like because I was working somewhere and it was like really bad for my mental, made me super depressed, and I was like trying to work out why I was like I started streaming specifically because I wanted an escape where I could like be myself and actually sort of like, you know, get out there more. Because I was basically doing what I wanted to do, but for someone else. And like, it's not necessarily like a bad thing, but when most of your job is like sales, but plus like doing extra stuff, like I was doing so much work that they had to basically replace me with 2 people. So like, that kind of tells you how much, and I was getting paid barely minimum wage while working almost full-time hours. And I was like, no, I'm sick of it. They just treat me like shit. I was done. I had started streaming so I could like start, and that really helped me break out of that. And I was like, I am not happy with what I'm doing. I want to do something else. So I was just looking for like assistant management positions at places really slowly. And I was like, what I was saying is my dad was like, he was in IT for years. So like he like helped like build up a heap of IT stuff. He even helped like some computer stores in town open up. He was very big into it. But it was so weird because like my stepmom and him would be like, oh, you're depressed. Because I would be like in my room every day working basically because I was still streaming, I was still doing stuff at work, stream, I was still editing Mega's videos, and I was doing my own videos, and I was doing a heap of other stuff and trying to be social with people because I just got into VR and I was like doing quite a lot of stuff. I was being very social and I was definitely putting myself out there way more, but I was definitely like in my room a lot, and I would be like, bro, I used to hate it so much because they would be like, honestly, they'd be like, you have to eat these meals at these times, do these things at this thing if you want to live here. And I was like, oh, that's like, it was like controlling, and it was like awful. And my stepmom would always like vacuum at 5 a.m. to wake me up and literally like slam the fucking vacuum into the door to pretend that she's like, oh yeah, I'm just cleaning. And I'd be like, no, there's no way. And then like they just assumed that I was like fucking playing video games every day, all day, and not actually doing any work. Which is insane because like I was still earning money. And I was still looking for a job the entire time. Hence why I have a job now. It's really good. Because I spent the entire time fucking working. Surprise, surprise. And the thing I didn't understand was that, like, my dad would be like, what are you doing all day? And I'd be like, I'm doing this, 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 and this. Like, I was like, I'm editing videos, I'm doing this stuff, I'm doing my own stuff, I'm getting this money from Twitch, you know, doing YouTube and TikTok and all this. And he'd be like, he's like, I don't understand how you're doing any of that and how you're doing this. He literally was like in IT for years, but he didn't understand how you could just make money off the internet. And it was just like this, I just felt like I was fucking trapped, honestly. And they'd be always like, you're depressed, you don't come out of your room. And I'm like, yeah, because I want my fucking own space. I was like, is that really that weird? Eventually, my current roommate, one of his roommates moved out, and I was like, immediately, can I move in? And he was like, please. And yeah, we've been living together ever since. And now I have another new roommate who's one of my best friends, and it is very chill. This is one of my favorite places I've ever lived. I was still getting money from the government because I was looking for a job. Like, it wasn't like a funny haha. Like, I was literally looking for a job the entire time, and the government was paying money to do it. I was doing that stuff until I got this job. And they were like, oh, even though you got this job and you're working 30 hours a week, we would still like you to try and get a second job. And I was like, I don't need to do that. I earn enough money. They were literally trying to get me to look for 16 extra jobs a month while I was earning enough to live off. And like, they were only going to pay me $30. I was like, you guys are insane. I got really far into like a couple of management jobs. That I applied for, and just like I got to like second place 2 times, and I was just like it'll happen eventually. And then I got this job that I'm working now as a Christmas casual, and they liked me a lot, so they kept me on. And then the guy who was working my job at the moment was like pretty like done with the job, and then eventually like I was already doing all the work, so when he left, they were basically like, we're going to take interviews, and then just eventually I was already doing it. So like, yes, this job is yours. And that's how I became a demon bunny VTuber. Lore! Yeah. Alright, that's my 1 hour community service. I'm going to go get comfy. I haven't eaten. I need to order food. No one redeemed it, but we can do a quick wiggle. Bum, 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 bum. This is a better wiggle anyway. Big thank you to all my patrons this month. Special thank you to VIP Antithesis. If you want to help support me with more Pokemon cards and booth outfits, consider subscribing to my Patreon.